high school sports, we've got it covered. Overtime starts now.
Hello and welcome to Overtime. I'm Scott Lever.
And I'm Drew Collins. It's Friday night, our favorite time of the week. Our chance to once again showcase some excellent high school basketball right here in the state line. We have lots of great girls matchups tonight.
Plus, Nick 10 boys action at Auburn, Boylan, and East. I'll visit with head coach of the Dakota Indians, Mike Bartelt.
And we will spotlight Byron basketball player Kason Newton. He's helped the Tigers win a whole lot of games over the past 3 seasons.
We're going to tip things off with Nick 10 girls play. The Boylan Lady Titans are very much in the hunt for the Nick 10 championship. They started tonight in second place, 1 game behind Hononegah.
Boylan's record in conference play was 11-2. Tonight, Boylan traveled to face a Guilford team that has some talented players. It's the Gillies Heating and Air Conditioning Game of the Week. Boylan's Carolyn Binns was all over the floor. She grabs a lay-in here, and she finished with 11 points. Check out Emmy Hernandez fighting for the board and launching a Hail Mary. Bailey Westland puts it in. She led all scorers with 18. Boylan led by double digits for a large part of the game, but that was about to change. The G-Vikes were heating up, and sophomore Bailey Sandine snatches one of many three-pointers. She finished with 15 points. Here's another sophomore, Natalie Voiles, knocks down a deep 3-ball, and she finished with 11. But here comes the G-Vikes. Nadia Barbour grabs her own miss and puts it back up for the and one, and that got it within 3 points. It was freshman Colin Sternstrom to give Guilford the lead, grabs the steal and gets to the free throw line to take the late lead. So now Boylan was down by 3 with less than 6 seconds to go. Boylan gets off one quick and contested shot, but it's no good. The Lady G-Vikes pull off an impressive comeback, 46-43. Over at Harlem, the Huskies hosted Auburn in another Nick 10 girls game. The Huskies were hustling out there. Olivia O'Laughlin grabbed a ton of offensive rebounds, grabs one here, swing it over to Madison King, and she'll reap the reward of a 3-ball. O'Laughlin will continue to flex her physicality with a strong bucket at the basket. And then we'll turn to Auburn's Destiny Robinson. She's very talented. She was fighting to keep her Knights in it by knocking down a few of these 3-pointers. She'll miss this one here, but Nevaeh Brown snagging the board, and she'll find an open Julia Coates for another 3-pointer. Well, watch this explosive dribble drive by Robinson. She dishes it to Rain Castleman, dropping in 2 more. Harlem will wait for their girl O'Laughlin to flash the high-low. There she is, finishing through the contact. The Knights Harlem won 56-37. Also in the Nick 10, Hononegah defeats Belvedere North 51-17. Jefferson beats Belvedere 78-34. And Freeport defeated East 66-22. Freeport's conference record is now 11-2. There is never a dull night of basketball when it comes to the Big Northern Conference.
There are so many terrific teams, and tonight several of them went head-to-head. Tyler Sorensen covered 2 of them for us. He joins us now. Tyler?
Yeah, guys, Winnebago already had 21 wins under its belt coming into Rockford tonight, and the Rockford Christian girls had 19 wins on their record. Now, both teams only had 1 conference loss on both of their records, and both teams lost to conference leader Byron. So tonight, they faced off in Rockford Christian, and let's just jump straight to the second quarter as Rockford Christian has the lead, but take a look at the circus basket by Josie Becker over the head, up high, and count it. Rockford Christian with the ball once again. Shea Ludwig takes the bump, and after a few rolls, it finally falls. She would go on to miss the and one, though. Winnebago is tough to put away, especially with passing like this, as Ada Frager hits the bank in. But the Royal Lions have a cheat code in Tegan Lauver as she swats this one, and it's taken coast to coast by Jaden Connerly, putting them up by 3 with 5 minutes to go. But Winnebago is not calling it quits just yet, as this 3-ball from Melissa Zambrovitz ties the game at 46. Then Avery Brule goes under and hits the layup, with Bago going up by 2 with just a minute left. But now it's time for free throws as Brule hits the first one, and then the second one to put Bago up by 4, as the Indians take this one over Rockford Christian 54-47. Now, I was able to talk with Coach Zambrovitz after the game, and he gave all the credit to his girls and the coaching staff, being able to keep everyone level-headed throughout this very, very physical game. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Tyler. And Byron, Big Northern leader Byron, hosted North Boone. Byron's defense, as usual, was stifling. The Tigers getting the steal. Malia Morton to Aubrey Fuller with it for a little wraparound basket. Nice move. Another steal here by Aaliyah Roshai to Morton, and she's got another hoop for the Lady Tigers. This was a big night for North Boon's Marley Olderman. She scored 16 points, including her 1,000th career point. She also had 12 rebounds. Congratulations, Marley, on that 1,000 points. But the Lady Tigers, they were on their game. Fuller getting a putback for points here. Now Byron trap. That leads to another North Boone turnover. Bryn Green going to get it ahead to Macy Girlherring, and it was 15-2. Once again, Byron's pressure leads to another steal. Green's going to score this basket. Byron defeated North Boone 60-31. Here's another good Big Northern matchup. Stillman Valley at Lutheran, and right off the opening tip, it's going to be Stillman taking the early lead as they find Daylene Wade down low. Wade off the glass and in. Rockford Lutheran jumping right back. Danielle Johnson hitting the deep two. How about some defense leading to offense? It's Johnson jumping the pass and taking it coast to coast. Long range, no problem for the Crusaders as Lainey Carlson hits for three. Stillman though working the block. Emma Withers getting two Crusaders on her hips, still gets the lay-in. Now, how about this to end the first quarter? Stillman inbounds to Kaya Hildreth. The freshman banks it in at the buzzer. How about that? Stillman Valley defeated Rockford Lutheran 51-47. Go through. There we go. All right.
Coming up later, Nick Tinton boys action and our spotlight story on Byron's Case of Newton.
Up next, I'm going to visit with Dakota boys coach Mike Bartelt. His Indians are having a dynamite season.
Tonight, the Dakota boys defeated Durand. That pushed Dakota's record to a very impressive 23-1. Their only loss this season was to Byron in the Forreston Christmas tournament.
The Indians are leading the NUIC North with an 8-0 record. Let's spend a few minutes with head coach Mike Bartelt for some insights into this Dakota team. We've kind of seen this building the last couple of years with this group. And last year they were amazing. They won 27 games in a regional championship. So is what we're seeing this year just part of the natural progression, just another year of experience, or have there been other adjustments that have been made or newcomers to the program who are stepping in and contributing?
Yeah, I think it's been a combination of all of that. I think we got great experience coming back from last year. We got three starters. The one was hurt at the end of the year, so he's back now. And we got a really good junior class, but probably the main thing is they put a lot of time in the summer.
The last 2 years, unfortunately, you guys and everybody else were stuck behind Pecatonica that had that amazing class. Did your guys, knowing that they were going to graduate, a lot of great seniors, did your guys over the summer and going into the season kind of say to themselves, this is our opportunity here, let's seize the moment, let's make the most of it? Was that going on?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. Peck was, they were the top of the class for sure, and then them and Eastland. I mean, Eastland obviously beat them in sectional, so they're right up there, and they got a really solid team again this year. But I think everybody thought it was going to be a little bit more open than it was last year.
Did having to play Peck at least twice a year the last couple of years, was that maybe a good thing for your guys? Did it really help them elevate their game and see what it takes to reach that kind of level and be that type of a team?
Yeah, I think it helped a little bit. Plus, we were able to play with them for maybe a half or so, and it gave them a little bit of confidence to know if we do things right, we can compete with some of the best teams around, and I think that helped a little bit this year.
What's your team doing really well up to this point that you're really pleased with?
Probably our strength so far has been on the defensive end. I think we're a little more consistent there. Offensively, we get in a hurry a little bit too much. Got some very skilled players, but play a little too fast at times, but defense has been our strong suit.
I'm a big fan of Austin Stuckey. Been watching him the last few years. What do you think makes him special?
He's got great experience. He's been playing varsity since his freshman year, starting for the last 3 years up here, and this year he's fully healthy. He wasn't healthy last year. He had a bad back for most of the year. So he's fully healthy, and he wanted to go out with a strong senior year, and he's been doing that from the summer on to right now. He's just been a great leader for us.
And then you've got another outstanding player in Kason Mayer, who's doing really good things. Talk about his game a little bit, the way it's developed and what his strengths are.
Yeah, I mean, he's improved a lot from last year. I think he's He's got great hands inside. You know, when the ball's up there and he gets one hand on it, it's usually his in there, and he's finishing much better. I think he's shooting over 60% for us from the field, and he's probably our best talker on defense. We always stress that, and he's one of the leaders out there on the defensive floor.
Your only loss so far was to Byron at the Forreston tournament. Byron's got a heck of a team. How fun was that game just to be involved with that and to have your guys go up against a ball club like the Tigers?
Yeah, I mean, both games. You know, we beat them early at the Lena shootout there early in the year, and they came back and got us a week or two later. But those are great games against a well-coached team that's very athletic, obviously. Got some physical players out there, so I think that was a good test for us early in the season.
You've had good teams here throughout your tenure. But when you get a special group like this, do you see that trickle-down effect to the little kids who come to the game? I know when I was a little kid, I really worshiped the high school basketball players at my high school and wanted to be like them. Do you see some of that excitement kind of spreading down to the lower levels of the kids here and when they watch these kids play here?
Yeah, I mean, we've been very, very fortunate this year with our crowd. We've had great home and road crowds, and we got that little section over there where the kids are always there. So we got the junior high and some of the elementary kids are there watching, cheering us on. Some of the varsity guys will go and watch those guys play in the younger groups. So, yeah, I think it's a special relationship.
And the Indians were excellent last year, but they were just overshadowed by Pecatonica and the NUIC North. Now the Indians are probably the team to beat.
Yeah, I've seen them a few times, and they are really the real deal. Before we do anything else, it's time to reveal our Athlete of the Week.
Our finalists this week were Harlem's Mateo Pereira, Lutheran's Kenzie Lemke, Byron's Malia Morton, and East Marquise Goldsmith.
And the winner is Kenzie Lemke. Her supporters turned out strong for her. She received 44% of the votes for a decisive win. Congratulations to Lutheran's Kenzie Lemke on being selected our Athlete of the Week. Coming up after the break, we check in on some Nick 10 boys games.
Would there be any upsets tonight? Could Harlem surprise Auburn?
The Auburn Knights have been busy this week. Tuesday night, they defeated East in a blowout. Wednesday night, they defeated Belvedere North, also in a blowout.
So could they make it 3 wins in 4 nights tonight against a hungry Harlem Huskies team? Auburn missing a key player for this one, Champ Parker, out with a high ankle sprain. He hopes to be back on the court before too long. Auburn's basketball as we pick up the action. Darian Royal going in real strong. Lots of contact, but he still gets the hoop. Cruz Cook creating and dishing to Lewis Gregory for the Huskies score. Royal's going to come right back with a 3. Now it's going to be Royal again, only this time delivering to a wide-open Mike Juan Marshall. Breakdown there on the Harlem defense. Amir Danforth was the scorer in the first half when he had 16 points. He was a facilitator in the second with dishes like that great one to Nair right in the corner. Auburn led by 18 after 3 quarters. Then Harlem started knocking down threes like layups. That was Julius Roundtree there. Roundtree again. He had 15 points in the game. Roundtree, one more time. On fire here. Same spot, this time it's Jackson Cook connecting. And could we get a game? Mateo Pereira underneath. Gets 2 of his 16 points. Auburn's lead got cut down to 9, but Mike Juan Marshall and the Knights only bent. They did not break. Marshall scored 16 points. Danforth in 20. Auburn defeated Harlem 64-51.
Nick 10 leader Guilford played at Boylan this evening. And we're going to get started with the bang. Watch Boylan sophomore Josiah Vargas drain a contested deep fadeaway three-pointer at the buzzer in the first quarter. Let's take another look. This is the way the first quarter ended, and Boylan was feeling good after this. Alex Ambrose is one of the most entertaining hoopsters in the state line. Watch him snag the steal. Jelly at the rim. He finished with 16. But football star Keeson Taylor showing his strength. Watch him just rip the ball out, dish it to Cordell Spencer, and hey, that's 2 for the G-Vikes. We'll jump it to Brandon Chapman. Great defensive play with the steal and the classy finger roll at the rim. Big man Ricky Woods Jr. with the lob pass to Cooper Posey for the lob lay-in. I feel like that's usually the other way around, but hey, it worked. Cordell Spencer will put this one away for the G-Vikes. Guilford hangs on for the 57-51 win. At East, the E-Rabs hosted Freeport, and before the game, a very special moment. Marquise Goldsmith was presented with a plaque for recently becoming East's career rebound leader. Presenting the plaque was legendary Andre Good, the man who used to hold the record. Good went on to play college at Northwestern after he graduated. Now time for the highlights. Marquise Goldsmith, there he is. Nice little jumper, it goes in. Nothing but net for the rebound king. Andrew Seward dribbling down the lane and putting up a layup, good for 2 points. Back to Goldsmith, look at the athleticism, avoiding the steal, turnaround Jay, and he rattles it in for the E-Rabs. But back to Seward, driving to the paint, kicks it out to the corner. Demarion Douglas fires for the triple, and a swish. Goldsmith had 17 points and 17 rebounds. The E-Rabs win it at home 57-52. Also in the Nick 10, Jefferson defeats Belvedere 63-51, and Hononegah defeated Belvedere North 53-37.
So the top of the Nick 10 looks like this now. Guilford still leads a tight race with an 11-1 conference record. Auburn right behind at 11-2, and Hononegah right there in the hunt at 10-2. Belvedere North and Belvedere are 5-7. East is 6-8, so those three teams are clustered in that fourth position. Don't go away, our Spotlight feature story is next.
We'll meet a Byron Tiger who's one of the top guards in the state, Casey Newton. Casey Newton has been balling for the Byron Tigers varsity team for the past 3.5 years. He is a load for opposing teams with his ball handling and scoring ability. I caught up with Newton in our Spotlight story brought to you by Rockford Career College. Byron basketball is closing in on 4 straight seasons with 20 or more wins, and senior Casey Newton has met the center of that run. Newton has been a starter for the Tigers for 3 straight seasons and even saw varsity minutes as a freshman. Over his career, he scored more than 1,400 points, and as a sophomore, Newton helped lead a 31-win team that finished 3rd at the state tournament, averaging 11 points per game. His junior season marked another step forward, earning 3rd team All-State honors and a unanimous 1st team All-Conference selection. Now in his senior season, the Tigers are once again in the hunt for a conference championship. Newton is averaging over 20 points per game and shooting better than 36% from three-point range.
The competition we played down at state was really good. It's kind of sad how it ended, but I definitely think it had a good impact on the loss. It just made me work harder, and I feel like I've gotten so much more out of that, and just knowing what I have to do and what my teammates have to do and how I can put it together and lead them to hopefully another state run this year.
So offensively, how would you describe your game?
I think everyone knows that I jump high on my jump shot, and that's like the main statement, but you know, I'm crafty. I can get to the basket whenever I want, and I just have confidence with the ball, and if we need to hit a shot, I got it.
Newton credits much of his growth to the work he puts in outside of the high school season, backed by constant support from his family. He's competed in high-level AAU basketball paired with physical training, and when he wasn't doing either, he's usually in the gym getting shots up with his dad or his uncle. That uncle is a familiar name to many State Line basketball fans, Jonathan Schneiderman. Schneiderman is widely regarded as the greatest player in Forreston high school history, later playing at University of Illinois Chicago. Today he continues to coach in the State Line. Both Newton and Byron head coach Matt Hewell says Schneiderman's influence has left a lasting mark.
He's the one that introduced me to my jump shot, jumping high, and I mean, that guy's got a ball on a string more than anyone I know. I mean, I'm just so grateful to have an uncle like that, and you know, he's got a hoop in his garage, and I just shoot on it whenever I go over there, can text him whenever I want. He's coaching this year, and he's already given me film breakdowns, so I mean, I'm so grateful to have him.
When Jonathan was going through high school, I believe he had a sectional matchup against PJ Fleck, who's the coach of Minnesota football, right? And it was a game between Kalen and Forreston. And I just remember hearing about those two kind of going at each other, and then watching him kind of at UIC. And obviously Casey thinks the world of Jonathan. I think the world of Jonathan. He's doing great things with all the kids that he works out with.
For Casey Newton, the impact goes beyond points, wins, or banners. His legacy is felt throughout the Byron community, and the work ethic that he sets, the example he leads by, and the standard he's helped build.
And Casey's one of the kids that the younger kids want to be a part of his group, or when we do autograph sessions, they make sure they get the Casey Newton autograph. And it's not just because he's good at basketball, right? the younger kids can tell that he's there just to, not only just because we ask him to be there, but because he's there and he takes a genuine interest in helping younger kids enjoy the game of basketball.
Other than Caden Considine, the players around Newton each season has changed, but the Tigers, they just keep on winning. They are leading the Big Northern Conference with a 5-0 record.
And they have a home game Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock against a pretty good Johnsburg team if you want to check them out. We'll be right back.
It's time for our Napleton Auto Group Play of the Week.
The top play caught on our cameras.
We'll go back to the Boylan versus Guilford game. It's Josiah Vargas. He drains a first quarter buzzer beater. Let's take another look. Contested fadeaway from just a few steps from half court all the way from downtown. I mean, this was an incredible shot. I mean, Scott, this is one of the best shots we've seen all season.
Yeah, there was another one down in Rochelle tonight, I hear, but that was pretty darn good there, too. And a heck of an effort, too, by Boylan, as they almost, they really put up a good fight against that first-place Guilford team.
They did. But that is our Napleton Auto Group Play of the Night.
And we're going to be back here again next Friday night on Fox 39 at 11 p.m. immediately after GN Sports.
And a reminder, you can find our highlights and scores anytime on our website, mystateline.com. That does it for this show.
Enjoy your weekend.